What is up, Model Railroaders? It's your boy Tanker26. Today I'm going to be reviewing the first ever articulated locomotive of my sort of giant locomotive collection, and that is the Chesapeake and Ohio, well, in Chesapeake and Ohio paint scheme, the 2666 Allegheny, or Blue Ridge, depending on how you pronounce it. This locomotive is by Rivarossi, depending on how you pronounce it. And I do definitely like this locomotive. Because, well, I mean, it's an articulated steam locomotive, and obviously I have a bit of a thing for those. Unfortunately, this one seems to be the most troublesome, or has been for me. So my review now, if I possibly did it before now, or back when it was new and my collection was significantly smaller than what it is today, my review of this thing probably would be different. It's mixed. So what I've noticed is that it's not all-wheel pickup. It seems like the essential electric pickup from the two rails is actually from the wheels and axles on the tender more than that of even the engine itself. But it is, and it's not the best in terms of running capacity. It has gotten a little worse, but then again, I've had this locomotive for a good couple of years now, in comparison to some of my other locomotives that I've only had for like maybe 1 year, a year and a half, something like that. This locomotive is about 2 years old, 3 years old, something like that. Actually, no, it's 3 years old. 3 years old. Now this is DCC ready. But obviously, knowing me, I like DCC and sound, and so it was DCC and sound equipped. That was pretty interesting because I learned later on that DCC ready doesn't necessarily mean DCC and sound ready. So, no wonder it was a bit of an interesting installation at my local model train shop. But because it's DCC and sound equipped, I will go over some functions right now, starting with the headlight. So, the headlight's not bad. There's also a directional headlight in the tender. So if I throw this locomotive in reverse, the front headlight, which you can see right now, will turn off, and the headlight in the tender will turn on. Directional lighting, that sort of thing. Not too new for people who are familiar with DCC. Alright. Also, this decoder is a Digitrax. Unfortunately, I ended up going a little cheap just because I couldn't afford it. Yeah, I would have definitely. I had the choice between Digitrax, which is the decoder, the DCC and sound decoder that I have in it now, or a Tsunami DCC and sound decoder. Now, for those of you who are familiar with DCC and sound, you're thinking, well, you should have gone to Tsunami because that's great. And yeah, that is a fair point. However, I did not have the finances for it, so that you should be able to understand. Also, I am using the DCC. I only have the DCC Bachmann DCC Command and Control Center, so isn't able to bring out the full range of certain DCC and sound equipped locomotives, but it's the best that I could afford. So, alright, starting with the belt. Now, these are not really loud in comparison, because I think my other ones are really loud in comparison, but you should be able to hear it because I think I muted the rest of them. So, belt. Now, before I do the whistle, I would note that I had to get this sort of adjusted because when I originally, because it was a default Digitrax DCC and sound decoder, so literally when I first started running this, I didn't realize you had to reprogram it, the sounds, for a heavy steam locomotive such as the Allegheny. So basically when I started blowing the number 2 function key for the horn and whistle, it came out to be an air horn that of a diesel has. So, yeah, and the only steam engine that I can think of that is an exception that does actually have an air horn is the cab forward. But the Allegheny certainly didn't have one, so that was kind of weird. But it is fixed, so here you go. Now, as I demonstrated there, you can do short and long whistles depending on how long you press the button for. And 3 doesn't do anything, and 4 doesn't do anything. Sounds like a blow down our water stuff. I haven't reviewed the functions on this locomotive in a long time, so I don't even know what, like, half the sounds do. That is definitely a blow down. Maybe. Oh. Okay, that is new. I did not realize that was a full-on set gate crossing sequence for the whistle. That is, wow. Hey, the more you know. And then obviously 8 is to mute. But that's nothing new. Now, like I said, it's not the smoothest runner, but then again, it is not that new of a locomotive anymore. And I don't know why, but and I have cleaned it. I have cleaned out wheels before. So, without further ado, let's start her up. I have hooked her up to some cars, as you can see here, as they will pass by. Some hoppers, because, well, you know, historically, the Allegheny did pull coal trains, and I just realized that it literally left the rest of the train behind. But you know what, that's just how I'm gonna end it. Thanks so much for watching. You know the drill. I hope it was a thrill. Hope you learned something new. Until next time, model railroaders. All aboard!